What's up, Drew Bowles TV here. We're finna react to We Went Bowling. What Bolero did to every lane in America will shock you. Now, I saw like maybe 30 seconds of this video and I was like, yeah, I want to react to it. And this morning, I actually, I woke up. I didn't feel too well. I had a headache all day, just really bad headache. I couldn't shake it. But I was watching some guy, um, somebody other than this, talking about how bowling became more expensive. And at the end of my bowling video, my practice session, like I said, that was my first time going to practice in years. And they were like $24 for 3 games. And I'm like, bro, what? Y'all can't hook your league bowlers up? Like, I know another area, they were like, yeah, y'all can bowl for, you know, $3 here and there, and then get a free game, if you're a league bowler. But come on, bro, I come here every Monday, whatever, every week, whatever, every Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever league night it is, and it's just like y'all can't give me a discount. So let's get right into it, man.
No matter what your politics are, it feels like Americans can agree on one thing these days. Everything we love is getting worse.
Yeah.
From fashion to food, sports, it seems like things just aren't as good as they were growing up. And now this enshittification is coming for one of America's great pastimes, bowling.
And I ain't gonna lie, man. Somebody told me a long time ago, that bowling was gonna become like kind of distinct or whatever, bro. I'm just like, no way, dude. It's supposed to be the #1 most participated sport in America or whatever. Like, how is that gonna work? I didn't want to believe it.
Straight down the middle. No hook, no spin, no fuss.
Slamming it tonight. You guys are dead in the water.
In the 90s, a family could spend an entire Saturday night bowling for only $35.
Yeah.
Whether it was a birthday party,
Hell, we could rent a lane for an hour for $20.
Bowling was one of the few activities that worked for all Americans. Singles, couples, men, women, rich, poor, old, young, they all bowled.
Let me find out that was Claudia.
Night at my closest bowling alley, and I was shocked. And despite spending more, we're getting a worse experience.
You notice the price hikes, it's insane.
Bro, my hometown bowling center that I grew up in had I was 12, 13 years old on the back wall of the bowling alley. That lady tore all that stuff down, all that memorabilia, whatever you want to call it, all those memories gone. She took all that down and turned it into like an arcade and stuff like that. And I'm like, bro, y'all, that's disrespectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to turn this into a party house. Matter of fact, our league doesn't bowl there no more because she don't care about the league bowlers.
Price has been always going up. We're talking about inflation.
Corporation, they just didn't care about a lot of little things.
They know nothing about bowling.
This is the story of the little guys who are trying to save bowling and the Wall Street outsiders who are changing it.
I don't think anyone takes bowling seriously. Why would you?
What are you
How do
talking
guys
about?
like that decide who gets to bowl and who gets left in the gutter?
In order to find out, we're going bowling.
That's like, who's gonna take pool seriously? Come on, bro. Bowling is not an easy sport, bro. You can be ass at the game all you want to be, but to be great, it takes skill, dude. Not everybody can bowl 300.
I'm here in Los Angeles at my closest bowling center.
I'm sorry. I've been bowling all my life. Been there 32 years. What, 39? 35 years. I've been bowling for 35 years and never hit a 300. 299, 299, 298, 289. Like two 289s. Never a 300.
Lucky Strike, and there's a good chance that your closest bowling center is also a Lucky Strike. This facility behind me actually opened in 1960 as the AMF Bowling Center, and and in
Wow.
2025 was rebranded as Lucky Strike. I'm taking a few friends of mine who actually bowl to this Lucky Strike for the full Friday night experience.
Lucky Strike has just opened a new bowling alley.
Wauwatosa Bowling Alley has a new look and a new name after 60 years.
Lucky Strike in Ala Moana Center opens tomorrow.
That's not the traditional looking bowling alley.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot more than just bowling going on there.
It's safe to say this does not look like the bowling we grew up with.
And when you visit an independent lane, the differences
not all
are
of-
pretty shocking.
We always had cosmic ball.
Bowling is a big part of my life.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep pausing, but back in 1999, we had an all-night bowl going into the year 2000. I was scared of my life. For my life. I'm like, Y2K, we finna die. And I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, I'd rather be bowling and go, and go out. It's something I like to do. You know what I'm saying? Something I love to do. I'd rather go out like that.
Been in bowling since literally birth. My parents met bowling. My dad was working at the bowling center. My mom was actually going in the back while she was pregnant with me, working on the machine. So it's something I was born to do, I guess. Bowling boom really happened, really after World War II, I'm going to say. And that's where the commercialization started going in, where you start going from the 8 and 16 lane centers to the large 32, 48, 60 lane centers.
During its peak in the mid-60s, there were over 12,000 bowling centers in America.
Golly.
Some bowling centers even offered daycare services to get young families involved. At its peak, nearly 10 million Americans were league bowlers. They showed up every week and accounted for the majority of sales at
Bowling
bowling
is
center.
fun,
To
dude.
get the
Stop
most
playing.
possible enjoyment out of your bowling, by all means join a team and bowl in a league. Nothing can top the excitement and satisfaction of competing in team play.
Pro Bowling even had 12 million weekly viewers on Saturday afternoons, outdrawing college football.
Every size, age, kind, breed, and class from all walks of life.
Yeah, because you don't have to be 6'5", 300 pounds to bowl.
Our country's most popular participating sport.
Today, there are less than 3,200 bowling centers in America. Some of this decline mirrors broader cultural shifts, the rise of home entertainment, and the general collapse of third places in American life.
With property values being what they are, you see the size of lot that this center is on. They just sell it for the dirt and don't really think of it as this is a community place for your kids to have a place to hang out. That is the biggest enemy to bowling, especially in Southern California.
As real estate values skyrocket, many independent alleys just couldn't survive.
So they changed who bowling was for.
In 1998, Tom Shannon bought the original Bullmore lanes in New York City and transformed them into a nightclub atmosphere.
The Bullmore CEO saw two different versions of America in a bowling alley. The blue-collared regulars who kept the lights on, and the upscale newcomers who'd pay 5 times more for the same lane.
In New York or Orange County, California, it's ironic because you take people who rarely do the sport, right? Think of it as this old man's league activity.
Why?
And you make it relevant for them, and they love it. I mean, I don't think anyone takes bowling seriously. Why would you?
Tom Shannon didn't take bowling seriously, but for 15 years, the model worked in places like LA and New York, where bowling felt a little bit ironic. But then there was an opportunity to redefine the entire sport. In 2013, AMF Bowling, once the largest bowling chain in the world, filed for bankruptcy. All 270 locations were suddenly available.
Oh no.
Shannon bought them all.
The following year, the 150-year-old Brunswick Corporation sold its 85 centers to Bullmore.
Lucky Strike, formerly known as Bolero, had a CEO that looked out and saw what he said was a rich opportunity.
There are 3,500, give or take, independent bowling centers in this country, and so it's just a tremendous long-term opportunity for us to continue to consolidate.
He set out a plan to slowly but surely roll up basically the entire industry and got some funding from a bunch of private equity guys on Wall Street to do just that.
We've got 3,500 different independent bowling alley operators in the United States, representing an incredible consolidation opportunity for Bolero.
And inside those centers, things begin to change quickly.
I worked there when it was AMF, and then when they moved it to Bolero, that's when you notice a lot of the change. It's a big difference. Like, let's do what we can to get the leagues out and what we can to make it more like a party.
See, bro, come on, man.
Between 2013 and 2015, the company allegedly fired 287 managers. By 2017, more than 50 former employees had filed
That's not
age
right.
discrimination complaints. The people running these centers had no connection to the sport, and bowlers noticed.
That's
On the
not
night we
right, bro.
filmed at the independent Alhambra Valley Bowl, we spoke with league bowlers who used to bowl at Bolero centers.
When they got wind that we might move, it was just kind of an email saying, all right, see ya. At Bolero, we just didn't feel appreciation for our league, for the guarantee.
Exactly what happened to us.
From lane operations to cleanliness, many bowlers started to notice a decline in the overall experience, all while the prices rose.
You get someone who's fresh out of their MBA and says, all right, turn this place around. And they look at numbers, say, oh, well, we're not charging enough. We need to make more here. Well, we make a lot on Saturday night, so we should just do that every day.
We can't afford to charge bowlers, $35 in league fees every week. That's what, $140 a month? It's insane.
When I think of going bowling, whether it's with friends or family, I'm not trying to break the bank to do it, and it felt like you were doing that there.
They just treat it like they just want every dollar out of you when you're there. That's what makes you kind of feel like you're just a walking wallet.
And it's not just league bowlers. Thanks to their dynamic pricing, we really are walking wallets.
Our goal is to fill the centers on the weekends at the highest price we can, and ultimately dynamic pricing allows you to do that.
For 2 hours, it was $49 a person, plus the $7 for shoe rentals.
Hell
That's
no.
$56 per person, and we haven't even opened the menu yet.
They push
Nah,
us away
bro.
with the cost, not just for bowling, but for the food and drink.
Got started at Dunk Tank.
A bottle of beer was like $10 there. A pitcher of beer was like $37. It was just going crazy.
Bro, are you
Bucket of
serious?
beer, $40. Not great. There's no discount there. We could have just ordered them individually.
Y'all could go drink beers before y'all go bowling.
$19.99. Get out of town. And that doesn't even come with meat. $25 for nachos with chicken.
There is no real cheese on them. Give me real cheese.
Boy, I would
Like,
never.
if food or like concessions are going to be theme park expensive, as long as it's also really tasty, I'm totally cool with it. But if you're getting gouged and it's not very good, it's just kind of like a double whammy.
The corporate centers are going to do what corporate things
Bruh,
do,
hell
and
nah.
this is not unique to bowling, but they're making it work by shifting more to entertainment as opposed to the sport.
They wanted just the party atmosphere.
One thing I will say is that this is like stimulation overload, super loud. There's a lot going on. This is not a relaxing social experience whatsoever.
I've always wanted to bowl and watch Family Guy at the same time.
They don't really know a lot about the sport itself. They just turn the lanes on and they don't really care about what's happening.
You got to know about bowling. So, get out there, bowl some games, talk to the league bowlers. There, they don't do that. It's like watch a 30-minute training video and you're out to the sharks. That's it.
But in all my conversations, there was one thing that fired bowlers up the most.
Hate string
The thing that
pins.
we really hate about Lucky Strike and why we try not to come here too often is we hate the strings and the pins.
Bro, I
You don't
hate
get
it,
that
dude.
satisfying crash when you bowl on these string pins.
When they brought the string pins, our league, we lost a lot of teams. We lost a lot of bowlers because of that, because they
Shit's
were turned
weak.
off.
You're taking away the fun of the game.
And it's not just about aesthetics.
Bro,
String
come on,
pins
bro.
change the physics of the game.
The data shows that strike percentages are lower in all
Dude literally hit the 10 pin and almost got a strike, bro. Come on, bro.
entry angles.
A 2021 USBC study revealed that strings had a 10% decrease in strikes.
A delay of play has been initiated. I think the wires are supposed to make it more consistent, but it's only our second frame, already an issue. I'm gonna have to head over to the desk and get somebody because nobody's coming over.
The house is always dirty. The bathrooms were gross, crumbs and dust.
There's a lot of things you don't have to do when you're just catering to that open play crowd.
Thank God we don't have
Pay
string
3-4
pins, bro.
times the rate that the league bowler would pay.
Okay, let's tally up our bill from 2 hours of bowling. The lane and shoe package for 4 people was $223.
That's ridiculous.
At just
Man.
one
I'd rather go
bucket of
buy
beer
an
and some
Xbox.
under cheese nachos, and you're looking at about $308 with tax and tip.
Bro,
That's
what?
$77 a person. So how does the Lucky Strike model compare to an independent alley like Alhambra Valley Bowl?
We have a happy hour special Monday through Thursday from open to 3 p.m. That is $2 a game, and after that, then it's $5 a game, and on the weekends, it's $6 a game. It is significantly below market. I'd rather have a house full of people paying half price than 3 lanes going, people paying full price. That's
Exactly.
just our philosophy. Is the goal for us?
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Especially with league bowlers.
Or is the goal for them to have an experience with the continue?
If you bowl in this house, man,
20, 30 years.
you
But
family.
this attitude is becoming increasingly rare in bowling. Wichita, Kansas is one of the strongest bowling markets in the country. When Bolero
I finished second place in a Pepsi tournament in Wichita. A girl beat me too. She beat me by like 20
acquired
pins
3
while I was so
centers in a
drove.
single deal in 2022, it controlled 54% of the market. Within a year, prices were reported to triple.
It was a roll-off.
600 league bowlers quit. In Northern Virginia, Bolero acquired 8 locations in a single deal. Their market share went from 34% to 95% overnight. The only
One of them
competition
tournaments
left
I was
controlled
in.
just 28 lanes. For bowlers in the region, there was nowhere else to go.
Antitrust is supposed to step in around the 30% of a market level. So in some of these markets, we're seeing more than 3 times the level that's supposed to trip the law.
By 2023,
I might have that plaque
Bolero
up there.
controlled more than a third of all bowling revenue in America.
Now we have 323 bowling alleys all across the country.
But they didn't just stop at the lanes.
Then they also bought the Professional Bowling Association, which you could think of as more of a vertical relationship. If Bolero / Lucky Strike controls the PBA, they end up sending
He
all
needed to strike to win, and he got there.
high-profile PBA events to their bowling alleys, not to rivals. That further weakens the rivals, and now you can roll up even more of them. All of these things together, I think, add up to a pretty damning portrait of what this company has done.
Bolero pretty
That's
much
a
buys up
legendary
every
quote,
single bowling
man.
alley and pushes out all the mom and pops, and it kind of just makes it where you either go to a Bolero or you just don't bowl at all.
Now, bowlers are striking back. In May of 2026, a class action lawsuit was filed against Lucky Strike Entertainment, alleging the company used its market dominance to illegally raise prices and destroy competition.
This lawsuit shines a light on something that we have seen in other sectors. It's private equity on Wall Street.
Yeah, it's not fair,
finding the
man.
relatively few sectors that are still made up of mostly independent local businesses, and saying as long as we've got enough money in our pockets, we can buy up this industry. We can control it.
It's not just about Tom Shannon or Lucky Strike, it's about everything getting worse for consumers. And these corporations will continue squeezing until people like these bowlers push back.
It wasn't more than 25 years ago that a family could walk into a bowling alley and spend 30 to 50 bucks for an entire Saturday night. That memory of the sport is fading, only to be replaced with
See,
a
that's more
luxury model that caters
almost
to the
$300 is ridiculous, dog.
But still, over 60 million Americans visit bowling centers every year. Not as ironic nightclubs, but places that build community.
It's
Exactly.
like the last bastion of like camaraderie, you know? People
It is.
hanging out together, having something.
And that's what I wanted to say too. It's like ever since the pandemic happened, bro, it's like social things has become non-existent. It's like, you know, still social distancing and Walmart getting a self-checkout. It's like at one point Walmart had 98 aisles that you could go down and only 3 open. And then now it's all that's this thing is like, oh, go self-checkout, do your own, don't talk to nobody, go in and get out. Like, what are y'all trying to do, bro? What are y'all doing? Like, we don't have any interaction with anybody.
In common.
Some of our league bowlers have been bowling for like 20, 30 years in this league. You know, it's been around since I think 75. We're proud to keep it going.
Once you get into bowling, It's like a whole big old family, you know what I mean?
Bowling is still for everyone. Bowling has always really just been about community and making connections, and I think that is really what we're missing.
We need more bowling alleys like this without no strings. We need more bowling alleys that bring the love.
Each center has character. Each center has its own feel to it, or it used to. We are Alhambra Valley Bowl, and you'll only get this experience here. You're not going to get this everywhere else.
You made it to the end. Thanks for watching. Before you go, don't forget to like it.
But yeah, man, like, man, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I was like, what? $24? I was thinking more like 12, 15, you know, $4, $5 a game. No, she was like $8 a game for 3 games. And I'm like, and it didn't cross my mind to ask if I could rent a lane for an hour or something like that. Maybe got 2 games in and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But that's just ridiculous, bro. Especially you see me every week in here. You know what I'm saying? Give me a discount. I'm family, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it. Subscribe to the channel. See y'all next video.